Hello, magnificent human beings. My name is Landon with Yoga New Mexico, where we focus on empowerment, alignment, and strength. You are in the right place, capable and strong. What are we doing today? It is Friday, so that means yes, full class Friday. Yeah, all about Firelog pose, double pigeon. Wow. Big hip opener, I know. So this class is basically a class on hips. Since we're going to be doing Firelog for at least a couple of times in this class, we're going to do other things that help to loosen up our hips as well. So, hello hips, go ahead and roll out your mat and I will roll the intro screen. Thanking you so much for being here. Let's go ahead and get started. So, remaining here in a comfortable seated position. You can be in lotus, half lotus, whatever you wish. And just close your eyes and breathe. Inhale through the nose. Exhale out the nose. Inhale through the nose. Exhale out the nose. Keep with your breath slow, steady, and gentle. Relax, just calm. Any thoughts that come up, recognizing them, and then letting them flutter away. Just keeping with your breath. Go ahead and set an intention for your practice. Something positive, something uplifting, something motivating, whatever you wish, whatever makes sense for you. Sealing our intention, 3 cleansing breaths. Inhale through your nose. Inhale, inhale, inhale. And exhale out the mouth. Inhale through the nose. And exhale out the mouth. Inhale through the nose. Inhale, inhale, inhale. Hold, hold. And exhale out the mouth. Opening up your eyes, go ahead and swing your legs on around. Brief staff pose. Inhale, hands up. Bend your knees and exhale, fold on down. Seated forward bend with those bent knees, just easing into our hamstrings today. Inhales, lengthen your spine. Exhales, help you fold. Keep with your breath. And coming on back. Very good. Left knee, bend it on in, bringing that left heel in here towards that inner thigh up near your groin, and then turning to the left, so squaring your shoulders up toward the left, and then take that right hand, bring it on down your leg, or maybe lay it on the inside, wherever you like. Left hand up overhead and breathe. Remember, inhales lengthen that spine. Exhales help you tilt. Your revolved seated forehead to knee here. Coming on back. Switching out your legs. So opposite side. Wanting to get into that right side body here. So same thing as before. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, hinge. Keep with your breath. Coming on back. Bring that foot on out. Brief staff pose just to kind of shake it out. Move around a little bit. And swing your knees on around behind you, coming into your tabletop. Hands spread as wide as you can. Those fingertips spread nice and wide. A couple of cat-cows to keep loosening everything up. Inhale, look up, drop your belly. Eye gaze lifts for that cow, Asana, and then exhale, round your spine. Cat, Asana. Push the earth away from you, exhale. Inhale, look up. Eye gaze lifts. Cow, exhale. Cat, push the earth away from you. Couple more. Coming into a neutral spine, shake it out, wag it out. And go ahead and walk out your hands, lower down to your elbows, tuck your toes, brief puppy pose, stretching out your shoulders. Breathe. Eye gaze forward, fingertips spread wide, come into your downward facing dog. Getting things open and loose here. Okay, left leg, brief three-legged, bring it through, base of your lunge, and then hands up overhead, full crescent lunge. Keep with your breath, keep with your focus. So since this class is going to be a lot of hips later on, we want to kind of do a little vinyasa flowy thing to get things moving and loosen everything up. That way when we get into our hips, it makes things a little bit easier. Hands come to heart center, right elbow, slow, left knee, nothing quick. Come back, slow, slow, slow. Inhale, hands up. Exhale them down to the mat. Brief standing splits. Set that leg down, forward fold, relax. Inhale, half lift, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Hands on the mat. Downward facing dog. Very good. And then right leg, three-legged, bring it through, base of your lunge, and hands up overhead, crescent lunge, breathe. Doing your checks high on the back ball of that foot, right knee stacked on top of that ankle, hips square. Hands to heart center, slow left elbow, right knee, nothing quick. And gently, gently come on back. Inhale, hands up. Exhale them all the way down to the mat. Brief standing splits. Set that leg down. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Hands on the mat and downward facing dog. Very good. All right. Left leg, three-legged, keeping things moving. Bring it through, base of your lunge. Inhale, hands up overhead. Crescent lunge, couple breaths. Hands onto your hips. Step that back heel up a tiny bit so you can ground it down. Base of your warrior one position. Hands come around behind you, interlace your fingers, roll your shoulders back. Humble warrior. So slowly, slowly, tilting on down. Seeing if you can find that gentle stretch in that left hamstring. Maybe you need to reposition, square your hips a little bit more. Just breathe. And slowly, coming back up. Inhale, hands up, exhale them down. Brief standing splits. Set it on down. Forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Fingertips on the mat and downward facing dog. All right, next side, right foot, bring it on through, base of your lunge, hands up overhead, crescent lunge, very good, couple breaths. Hands on your hips, that left foot, step it up a tiny bit so you can ground down for your warrior one. Hands on your hips, squaring your hips with the front. Breathe. Hands behind you. Interlace your fingers. Roll your shoulders back. And slow, humble warrior. Coming on down. Seeing if you can find that stretch either in that calf or in your hamstring. And every inhale brings you back up. Slow. Hands on your hips. Very good. Okay, brief standing splits. Inhale, hands up. Exhale. Bring them down to the mat. Standing splits. Set that leg down. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Chin is last to rise, coming all the way up. Hands up overhead. And squeeze your glutes. Exhale, let it go. Very good. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, fold. All the way down into your forward fold. Hands on the mat, walking it all the way back into your plank pose. And as you wish, lowering out into that chaturanga, push it back up, lower all the way down. Roll your shoulders back, raise on up, upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Okay, still keeping things moving a little bit. Left leg, bring it through base of your lunge, but leave your hands on the mat here. Your right heel, ground it down behind you. Look at your right hand. Stack your shoulders. Slow. Come on up into that warrior two. Holding in your warrior two, breathe. Left forearm onto that leg. Right hand extends for that extended side angle. Breathe. very, very slowly come back. Excellent. Bring that hand around behind you. Left hand up overhead. Reversing that warrior. Okay, back to your regular warrior. And hands come all the way down to the mat. Bring that left leg back. Downward facing dog. Excellent work. Shifting forward into your plank. Holding strong in your plank. Lowering into chaturanga. Push it back up. Lower all the way down. Raise on up, up dog. Downward facing dog. Okay. Right foot. Bring it through. Base of your lunge. Leaving your hands on the mat. Don't come up too quick, too fast. Always getting a sip of water anytime you like. That left heel, it grounds down, and then stack your shoulders. Raise on up. Warrior two. Doing your checks. Right knee stacked perfectly on top of that ankle, heels more or less in one line. I gaze softly over that front hand. Just breathe. Right forearm onto that quad, left hand up overhead, reaching. Bring it back from that extended side angle. This back hand, left hand, it wraps around that back. Right hand up overhead, reversing your warrior. Bringing it back, and hands down to the mat. Downward facing dog. Weight shifts forward into your plank. Strong plank. Chaturanga. Roll your shoulders back. Upward facing dog. And child's pose. Push yourself all the way back. Just relax. Breathing, relaxing in your child's pose. Pushing yourself back up. Very good. Okay. Getting into those hips. So we're going to stretch out our hamstrings as well, because that, hips and hamstrings and, low back and your glutes and all those muscles, they're all so closely, related and intertwined. Not intertwined, but, just because you have tight hips doesn't mean that you have perfectly loose hamstrings. It's everything kind of is interrelated. So walk those fingertips out, tabletop. Take your left foot, place it in between your hands, and then shift your weight forward. Walk your hands forward, inch that foot forward as well, and then keep inching it forward, coming into your monkey pose, your splits. Now, I think people kind of freak out when they hear the word splits, and they say, "Oh, I can't do the splits," and, well, that's perfectly fine, because it's all about practicing. So, bring your heel out as far as it can comfortably come. Hands on the mat, or maybe making fists. This feels good because it takes some of the tension out of your wrists. Eye gaze forward, flat spine, breathe. Close your eyes, few breaths here. Okay, so this left foot, bring it back just a little bit. If you mess up your mat, that's okay. And then heel toe it near that top left corner of your mat, getting set up for your lizard pose. So you're gonna have to bring this left hand on the inside of that foot as well, and just allowing that hip to open on up. Staying here, up on those hands. If you want to come to your forearms as well, that's fine. If you're on those forearms, coming back to your hands, and then this left foot, you want to heel toe it clear across your mat, laying that knee down in the base of your pigeon pose. Staying right here where you are, and keep with your breath. Inhales, lengthen your spine. Exhales, hinge at your hips. Relax, hanging out in your pigeon. Just breathe. Not staying too long in our pigeon, pushing yourself back up, and then gently slouching onto that left glute. This left shin, make sure you bring it nice and parallel with the front of the mat. And then that right leg, bring it all the way around, placing your right ankle on top of your knee. Now, a few options here because we have lots of folks at lots of different levels. So if this is you, where your knees are lifted off a little bit, that's fine. Hands behind you, sit equally on your sits bones. So, your bottom knee is going to raise up just a little bit. And then as you breathe, you want to lower your knees down at the same rate. So this might be you, which is fine. If you can't quite get your foot up on to that meaty part of your knee here, then laying back on your forearms and then trying to stack things and eventually letting it fall down. So wherever you are is fine. And if you still can't quite get there, then just doing your best to bring your knees above your ankles here, having both ankles on the mat. And if this is you here with both ankles on the mat, you might want to walk things forward. No matter where you are in your Firelog pose, I know it is difficult, I know it's a lot, so just breathe. Remember not favoring one side or another, doing your best to sit equally on your sits bones, and make sure this ankle, if you do have it stacked on top of your knee, that it's on the meaty part of your knee, not directly on the joint or down here by your calf. You actually want to kind of set it up relatively high. Okay, Go ahead and take that right leg, swing it all the way back around base of your pigeon, coming into that pigeon position. So maybe bringing that knee to a better position, bringing this ankle back to a better position wherever you are, and coming back into pigeon, laying on down. We won't be here for too long, about 4 or 5 breaths, so make it count. Inhale, exhale, soften, release. Inhale, and exhale, soften, release. A few more. Slow, 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 pushing yourself back up, and then bring your left foot all the way back up into that lizard position. So heel toeing it all the way back up and out into that lizard. Again, we won't be here for too long, so about 3 breaths, make them count. And then bring that foot out in front of you. Back into your splits, your monkey pose. I know it's a lot. It's a lot to do on one side, but we're coming for that next side, so it's okay. Bring your foot all the way back to that kind of base of your modified lunge position with your hands on the mat here. Tuck your back toes. Downward facing dog. Pedal things out, get loose. Okay, right foot. Actually, let's just come into that tabletop just briefly. Wag it out, shake it out, move around. Perfect time to get a sip of water, do a few cat-cows if you wish. Okay, a lot on one side, I know, but if we're doing a class on Firelog, then we gotta enjoy the Firelog for quite a while and then do other complementary postures as well. Right foot, place it in between your hands, shift your weight forward, bringing that foot forward as well, and from here, coming into that monkey pose, your splits on the opposite side. So once more, bringing this heel out as far as it will comfortably go. Maybe closing your eyes, breathe. We'll be here in our splits for a little bit, so I say get comfortable in a lot of postures, and sometimes I get these weird looks like I'm not comfortable at all. It hurts. But it should hurt in a good way. Never any sharp shooting pain or anything like that. That's not what we're looking for. Slight discomfort is okay, though. Breathe. Okay, that right foot, bring it to the top right corner of your mat and placing both hands on the inside of that foot for your lizard pose, allowing this knee to fall on out. Just breathe, relax, And then allowing your forearms to come down to the mat. Breathing into your hips. It can be really intense, I know. So the more you focus on that breath, the easier it makes things, I promise. Heel toe your foot clear across your mat, laying down that knee here in the base of your pigeon. So doing your checks, making sure your back foot is nice and straight, right knee in front of that hip, and as you wish, coming on down, relaxing. In your pigeon, just breathe, soften, dissolve. Pigeon is a pretty intense posture on those hips and hamstrings, so if a single pigeon isn't enough, we can do our double pigeon. Walk your hands back on up, and then just slouching onto your right glute. Make sure first you bring the shin parallel with the top of the mat, and then slowly swinging this back foot on around, left ankle stacks on top of the meaty part of that right knee. And just breathe, allowing those feet, or allowing your knees to slowly come down farther and farther. Hands behind you if you wish. Just breathe, focusing on allowing those knees to slowly come down closer and closer, making sure you're sitting equally on your sits bones so you're not slouching and favoring one side. We want to be sitting equally as possible. Just breathe, relax your Firelog, your square pose, your double pigeon. I think the Sanskrit for this is Anjistambhasana. Anjistambhasana? Pretty sure. Breath works wonders in any posture. Okay. Coming out of your Firelog, take this left foot, bring it all the way back around, base of your pigeon, and just like before, going backwards through each one of those postures, but we won't be in each one for too long. So square those hips with the front back into the base of your pigeon, and slowly lying back on down into your pigeon. Again, we won't be here for too long, just taking 3 to 5 deep, slow breaths. And pushing yourself back up. You may need to tuck your toes to help with this next portion here. Bringing your right foot all the way back up into that lizard pose. Both hands on the inside of that foot. And allowing that knee to fall back out. And you can come to your forearms if you want, or just stay on your hands. Either way is fine. Because again, we won't be here for too long. About 3, maybe 4 breaths. Heel toe that foot to that neutral position. And bringing that foot out in front of you for your monkey pose back into the splits. Okay. Bring that foot on back. Base of that kind of modified lunge position. Tuck your back toes. Downward facing dog. Excellent work. Walk it out, pedal it out, move around. Weight shifts forward into a plank, and then lowering all the way down. Untuck your toes and bring your hands on back. Relax. You can bring your left or right ear on the mat, bring your chin on the mat, whatever you like best. From here, rolling onto your back for our first Shavasana. We still have more postures that are going to help us get into those hips as well. Laying on down, relaxing. Feet fall out, arms fall out. Just breathe. Bend your knees on up. Very good. Okay, so I think sometimes we cheat a little bit when we come into postures by coming too quickly into them. So this will be kind of a mental challenge, if you will. Allow both knees to fall over to the left side, but doing that over the next 3 breaths. So very slowly, both knees fall out to the left. Take your time. Hands wherever you like, up overhead if you wish. Same exact thing, but taking 3 breaths to bring your knees back to neutral, nice and slow. Shake it out. Okay. Next side. So bringing those legs on down. 3 breaths. Take your time. Breathing into your low back, creating space wherever you can. Very, very slowly come back. So bringing both knees back up. Just kind of sway it out a little bit. Okay. Bring your left ankle and stack it on top of your right knee, kind of in that figure 4 position. And then left hand, threading the needle, bring it on through. Interlace your fingertips at the top of your knee. Very good. Holding right here. Maybe you can press that knee away from you a little bit to get a little opening in your hip. So here's another great kind of low back / hip / glute opener that we can do. This is kind of a half Firelog pose, if you will. It's kind of difficult to get into, so paying very, very close attention to the cues. So just bring your hands off of your legs and leave your legs exactly where they are. So arms, kind of make your cactus arms here. Legs, hips, knees, stay exactly where they are. Your right shin, bring it up so it's parallel with the ceiling. Now, you don't want to have things relaxed down too much. You want to bring them up kind of as high as you can. So keep your right knee exactly where it is. You don't want to bend your knee at all. Leave this knee exactly as is. And you want to let this outside edge of your right leg here come down to the mat. So twisting. But the trick is, don't bend your right knee. So very slowly, maybe watching it first, keeping everything exactly where it is, twisting, 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 and lowering everything down beside you. Very good. Okay, so once you're here, I think we have a tendency to want to bring this knee in, to pull it in, but we want to do the exact opposite, is take your right hand and push that knee away from you. So you're going to start to feel this kind of in that glute / hip / low back area. Breathe. Pushing that knee away from you. Keep with your breath. Stay here. Okay. Now, as ungracefully as you wish, coming back into your Shavasana. Legs come on out, feet come on down, just shake it out. Excellent. Okay. Bending your knees. And right knee stacks on top of that left. Threading the needle, bring that right hand on through. And holding here, interlacing your fingers at the top of your shin or underneath that leg. Either one is fine. So it can be on top of your shin here, or it can be kind of sandwiched in between underneath your knee. Whichever one is okay. And maybe you use that elbow to push that knee away from you. Maybe you don't. Whatever you like. Either way is fine. Okay. Leaving your legs exactly where they are. Release your hands. Make those cactus arms. Your left shin. Bring it up. So there's a 90-degree angle in your left knee. The shin nice and parallel with the ceiling. Again, we don't want to have things coming too far down towards the bottom of the mat. You want to keep things kind of crunched up as much as you can. And then, remember, do not bend this left knee at all. Keep everything exactly where it is and slowly twist, lowering everything down. Excellent work. Take that hand, left hand, place it on your right knee, pushing it away from you. Staying here for a bit, just breathe. You may notice that one side is slightly tighter than the other. That's okay. This is perfectly normal. Okay. Once more, as ungracefully as you wish. Coming back into Shavasana. Lower those legs on down. Shake it out. One more pose and then we will be in our final Shavasana. So wherever you are here, just swaying those feet kind of back and forth. Bend your knees. And last posture, happy baby. So go ahead and reach on up Hands grab for the outside edges of your feet, elbows on the inside of your knees. And rather than keeping your knees bent like this, trying to keep that nice 90-degree angle in your knees. Doing your best to keep your back flat on the mat. Breath, always so important in every posture. Setting your feet on down, finding yourself in your final Shavasana. Feet fall out, hands, arms fall on out as well. Maybe you pick up your skull just a little bit, bringing your chin into your chest and relaxing. Breath strong, powerful, and audible. Okay. Wiggle your toes, wiggle your fingertips. Staying here in your Shavasana, or if you wish, coming back up so that we can bow together. Thanking you all so much for being here. Thank you for doing this class on hips. Actually, this class on Firelog. This class on so many hip opening postures that I think I lost count. You are absolutely amazing, brilliant, beautiful, wonderful. If you would please share this video with somebody. If you found it of value, post it to your Facebook wall perhaps, or tag somebody in the comments. I would greatly appreciate it. From the bottom of my heart to all of yours, you are amazing, beautiful, magnificent human beings in the right place, capable and strong. Namaste.